Porsche 986 Boxster. Want to make your side marker lights into turn signal repeaters? Stay tuned. Okay, so on the 986 Boxster, it's a very analog car. There's no CAN bus control for lights and stuff like that, which is nice because this stuff can be screwed with. Originally, your car comes with marker lights, and when you turn the lights on, the marker lights on the side and the front light up in orange. And when you turn the turn signal on, the front turn signal will flash. The side one is just a marker light. It will light up in orange. So I'm going to show you what it will regularly look like with a turn signal now with your lights off. Okay, so I've put the hazards on, and with the headlights off, you'll get a normal flashing front turn signal, and now you also get a side marker light flashing, a repeater flashing on the side, which is good to have, good for visibility. When your lights are on, that will change. Your turn signal will now flash alternately. And the reason that happens is because basically all you're doing is adding one wire within the circuit between the two. In order to keep this as a marker light and also have it function as a turn signal, you could either go through some really tricky wiring, or you can add one wire, cut the negative on the side marker light, attach it to the positive on the front turn signal. It will allow it to be a marker light when the front is a marker light, and a turn signal that flashes opposite. When this one goes on, this one goes off. This one goes on, this one goes off. It turns this circuit into a floating ground, meaning that when this is on, when power is to this is grounded, it doesn't go off. When this goes off, the ground now goes through this circuit and goes to ground. So on, off, on, off. It's a neat thing that people have been doing for 40 years, forever. This has been going on. A lot of cars came from the factory like this. Anyway, I'll show you how to do it. It's pretty simple. Okay, first thing we need to do is remove the front headlight. I'm going to be doing the passenger side since I've done the driver's side already. Remove inside your toolkit. You will have this little thingy that is for this little tool, which is for removing the headlight housing. Insert the tool, turn counterclockwise. No, clockwise? Yes, clockwise, sorry. And it will pop the headlight assembly out. Oops, disengage you. There we go. And slide the whole headlight out. Now inside you can see the electrical connector there. On the passenger side, or sorry, the driver's side, the wire we were looking for was a black with white stripe. Second one down on the outer side of the car. So second one down on the right on the driver's side. So let's find out which one it is on the passenger side. So I'm simply turning on the four ways, and I'm going to use a multimeter and probe the connectors and find out which one's flashing on and off. Let's assume it's this one. Yes, it is. So also second one down from the right, and I'll have to dig in there and find the color. I'm going to get a flashlight and go in there, figure out which color wire it is back here. It looks like it might also be a black with white, but I'll find out and be back in a minute. Also, nice to note, right down there, see right there, that is the clip to unhook your side marker light. So you can just simply reach in here, pop the clip, and there's the wiring for your side marker light, and your side marker light is out. So anyway, I'm going to be back in a second once I figure out what that light color combination is on that wire. Okay, so on the passenger side of the car, the wire is the black with a green stripe on it. That is the positive power for the front turn signal. I'm going to be using a crimp-on wire connector. We're just tapping into this power. We're not cutting this wire, we're tapping into it and sending the power to the side marker light. This will crimp over. See the little slot in the metal tab? That will crimp over the wire and then leave this, and then you plug a male spade connector into that, and then it's connectable and unconnectable. Anyway, I'm going to tap this and squish this onto the wire. It squeezes on with a pair of pliers, and be back in 1 second. Again, this side black with a green wire or a green stripe, and on driver's side is black with a white stripe. May be different on your car. That's why you test it with a multimeter. Make sure you're getting the right wire. Okay, so here's the splice connector popped on, and I'm just going to check with my multimeter to see if power is getting down in there. And it is. And now I'm just going to be taking a 6-inch piece of wire, 6 to 8 inches approximately, putting a spade connector onto the end, and that spade connector will just slide over, pop into there, and make the connection. And we'll do the other connection 1 minute. So I'm just going to hook this up to a piece of wire. Be back in a minute. Okay, connector attached to a piece of wire. Now I am going to, without grounding this sucker somewhere, because I've still got my 4-ways on, I'm going to plug it in here, and we'll make sure we've got power coming out the end of the wire. Just checking every step along the way. This is unnecessary in most cases, but I always check my work along the way so I know when it's messed up, if a wire's not done properly, then I know before I have to take everything apart again. Okay, I'm just going to check. Yep, we're getting power to there. Okay, back in 1 second. I'm just going to unhook the bulb from the side marker down there. I'm unhooking the bulb, pushing the little metal spring. I'll show you that once I pull it out to the top. Oh, this one hasn't been off in a while, I don't think. There we go. And the easiest way is to pull this all the way through from down in front of the light. You can feel the wire down there. If I can get it. Huh. There we go. Huh, I can't get that one back there. Okay, well this is going to be close enough then. This is as close as we're getting it. So anyway, to unhook that side light, push the spring clip in, and then just simply pull the connector off. The one we're going to be snipping is the ground wire, or the brown wire. See the brown wire there? That one's going to be snipped and completely left snipped. It's not going to, the other, one end is not going to be ever connected again. The other end's going to be connected. So first I have to cut a little bit of this insulation off the wiring loom protector, because I need to get in there and attach this positive wire to the negative side here. So anyway, be back in 1 minute. Okay, so now the connector going to the side marker light. The brown ground wire has been snipped. You want to keep this piece that goes into the plug, the piece that goes back into the wiring loom. Completely useless, and you don't need it. You can tape it up if you really feel like it, but it's a ground. It can't hurt anything. It is a ground. No power goes through it. So if it grounds itself on the chassis, it's not a big deal. I am going to cover it, the end, in a little bit of liquid electrical tape, but it's not 100% necessary. So now I'm just going to test this before everything's finally hooked up. Twist the two wires together. And then plug in the side marker light to ensure that I'm getting power straight through the circuit. And we are. So everything is 99.9% done. All I have to do is I'm going to solder this connection and heat shrink it and be done. Put the hook the light back up and put the headlight assembly back in, and I'll show you in 10 minutes when all that's done and the headlight's back in what the whole thing looks like, but I'm sure you have an idea. Back in a minute. Okay, soldered and sealed with the, I'm using a solder seal shrink wrap. It does it all at once. It shrinks, glues, glues the wires at the ends, and solders all at once. It's called a solder and seal shrink wrap. Greatest thing ever invented. So I'm just going to poke the wires out the side, rehook up the side marker light, and pop it back in. It'll be done in a sec. Okay, here's everything rehooked up again. Again, it's super bright out, so the side marker light looks like a pinhole. But you can see they're blinking alternately. That's because I have the headlights on. When the headlights, which include the marker lights, are off, they will just blink in sync at the exact same time. And that's because this side light uses this light as a ground when this light is off. So when this turn signal turns off, it sends a ground to this side, which turns the light on. Then this light comes on, sending a positive charge down or positive power into the negative side. Two positives going into the same bulb hurt nothing. Absolutely nothing can be hurt by two positives going into the same side. And at that point, the light doesn't go on because it has no ground. This one goes off, this circuit goes to ground, supplies a ground to that side. Thanks for watching.